As far as I'm concerned, it's officially over for Joe Biden. I really only see two roads ahead for him. Either he's going to lose the upcoming election or he's going to be replaced with another candidate. It doesn't look like a third option exists at this point. The special counsel said in no uncertain terms that Joe Biden is an elderly man with a failing memory, and because of this, they cannot and will not try him. Joe Biden can't escape from this, and even CNN and other news media reports know this, and now we are starting to see them turn against him. So I'm going to show you a clip from CNN where they're going to finally start fact-checking this guy. Joe Biden, his entire political career has been a liar. There is so much video evidence of this, even from his early days, but the legacy media just doesn't call him out for that because he's in a protected group called liberals and Democrats. So check out this clip of CNN finally fact-checking the living daylights out of Joe Biden.
While one thing that President Biden said is basically that he stored the documents in filing cabinets that could be locked. Let's listen.
All the stuff that was in my home was in filing cabinets that were either locked or able to be locked.
Daniel?
Just not true, John. This report from the special counsel includes photos. Those photos include shots of a box just sitting in President Biden's Delaware garage. The special counsel described it as a badly damaged box sitting amid household detritus. So there was some material that was in cabinets, locked or lockable, as the president said, but all of it certainly not. And that open, unsealed, damaged box included, according to the special counsel, highly sensitive, top secret material about the war in Afghanistan.
Okay, another claim that President Biden made: none of the documents were highly classified. Let's listen.
None of it was high classified. Didn't have any of that red stuff on it. You know what I mean? Around the corners? None of that.
Daniel?
That claim that he didn't have any material that was quote-unquote high classified is also not true, John. The special counsel's report says that the president possessed multiple highly classified documents that were indeed marked as being highly classified documents, including some marked as top secret / SCI, sensitive compartmented information. That is a very high level of classification. For example, special counsel Hur discussed 2 top secret documents about Afghanistan found in that open, unsealed, damaged box in the garage, one of which Hur said contains highly sensitive info about military programs, and another that contains info about sensitive intelligence and sources and methods. Now, it's not clear, John, if any of those Biden documents had those colored borders we saw on classified docs that former President Trump had, which I think is what President Biden was referring to when he talked about red around the corners. But still, whatever coloring these documents had, the special counsel says they were clearly marked as highly classified. And then I should add, Hur also said that investigators' analysis of Biden's own handwritten notes from his time as vice president showed that these notebooks also contained highly classified info, though those were not marked. And Hur said a sampling of 37 excerpts found that, quote, 8 are top secret with sensitive compartmented information, 7 of which include information concerning human intelligence sources, plus 6 others that were top secret.
And then the third claim that he made, Daniel, there was that he did not share classified information with a ghostwriter on a book he was working on. Listen to that.
I did not share classified information. I did not share it.
With your ghostwriter?
With my ghostwriter, I did not. Guarantee you did not.
But the special counsel said in the report that
he did not say that.
Okay.
He did not say that.
So he's entitled to say he didn't do it. He can defend himself. But he also said the special counsel didn't say that he did share that classified info with the ghostwriter. Except, John, the special counsel did say that explicitly. Hur wrote, quote, Mr. Biden shared information, including some classified information from those notebooks with his ghostwriter. So there it is in black and white. Now, Hur did elaborate that Biden shared classified info with the ghostwriter by reading nearly verbatim from the notebooks on at least 3 occasions, including notes from meetings in the Situation Room. He did find that Biden, quote, at times tried to avoid sharing classified info, like by skipping over certain material as he was reading them to the ghostwriter. And Hur did write that the evidence does not show that Biden knew the info was classified. Nonetheless, even though the special counsel did clearly give him some material to defend himself with, this is not a factual defense. So he could cite the factual stuff, Hur said didn't know it was intentional, etc. But declaring the special counsel just did not say what he said, John, is not a factual defense.
Based off of this special counsel investigation, Joe Biden needs to be tried and found guilty for this. This guy wasn't even president of the United States when he got all of this classified information. And the way that he was holding it in his garage, not locked away. I mean, Trump got so much flack. He had his stuff very much more secured than this in Mar-a-Lago. And Joe Biden, special counsel, is saying that this stuff was highly classified. It was out there and open for anyone really to grab, but they're not going to try him because he's an elderly man with a failing memory. And this is something that Joe Biden cannot escape from. On the campaign trail to try to get reelected, he will not be able to run away from this. This is going to do him in. There's no escape. And I believe that there's a scramble. Well, maybe there's a scramble right now because this could have been planned. I mean, I don't think that the special counsel writes this stuff in the report without others leading them and telling them that this is what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to move past Joe Biden now, and we want you to put this in here, and it's deliberately done to undercut him. Right? This is not like, oh my goodness, we didn't see this happening. The powers that be are not going to allow it to slip up this much. So it's not, there are some people who are probably scrambling, but the people who are in the know probably realize that this was in the works. So Joe Biden is going to have to be convinced by his handlers to step down. The problem is the guy has dementia, types of dementia. I'm not saying he has Alzheimer's or something like that, but he's an older individual and he has failing memory. So to try to convince him, you know what it's like when you try to convince somebody who's much older to do something that is correct, and they don't want to agree with you. Well, this is probably going to be the situation with Joe Biden. So they're going to have to convince him to step down, to step away, and to hand over the baton to somebody else very quickly. That person almost certainly is going to be Newsom. There's some names that are being thrown around, but the work to convince Biden is happening right now. That's where the scramble is, because they do need him to go up on stage and actually say this. He can't be against them. He can't say, no, I'm not listening to you. I'm fine. I'm going forward, because this will be a problem for them. Now, some people are saying this is not going to happen. Joe Biden's going to go forward like normal, that this is not a big deal, that this is the same thing we've always seen, even though it's not the same thing we've always seen. And they're just not going to put somebody new up because there's not enough time to do that. If that occurs, I do not see any way, zero, that Joe Biden wins the upcoming general election. I don't think it's actually possible. I know that there's games that are played in these elections. There's always games that are played in these elections. But this is a report that truly undercuts his ability to be reelected as the president of the United States. Under no uncertain terms, they are saying that Joe Biden, in fact, had classified information stored, open, available for people to go in there and get it, see it. He shared this information with other people. We're talking about highly illegal activity, and we are not going to pursue any sort of prosecution of this because he's old, he's elderly, he's frail, he has a failing memory, he doesn't even know what's going on, so we're not going to pursue this. This man can become the president for the next 4 years after that? I don't think so. And I know it's based off of people voting, right? Well, if people don't care, they'll just vote for him again. And it's not going to be him running the show. It's going to be somebody else. But I think that there's enough people out there, especially your independents and your Democrats who still have some marbles rolling, above in their brain, who are going to say there's just no way. And it's just going to be a hill that's too high to climb. And so I do think that the scramble right now is to get Joe Biden to step back and to hand the baton off. I think that's where the scramble is, but I think it's already in the works. They're like right now, they're sitting down and they're talking with Gavin Newsom. Right now, there's meetings with him as you're watching this video for him to take over, for him to take the baton. 100%, these things are happening. Gavin Newsom wants power. This guy wants to take control, so he's not going to say no if they go to him. Michelle Obama, again, is a far shot. All right. Some people are saying Nikki Haley is going to switch from Republican to Democrat. I think that's a far shot. I think maybe it was Tucker who was mentioning that. I don't know. I heard, I didn't actually see it from Tucker, but somebody had said that he had said that. So, but I don't think that's the case. I think the most likely road forward is a Gavin Newsom handoff. Now, California is in the garbage, but Gavin Newsom, man, that guy he can show you an absolutely terrible situation like California. He could spin it. And Democrats have itching ears. They love to hear the spin. So he can get enough people to listen to his nonsense. So I think that's a likely thing. What do you all think about this? I would love to see your comments below. Catch you in the next video.